What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Today I got another banger for y'all boys. I'm not even gonna lie, man. So look, today we talking about we got another drug video, but today it's not like my usual story times. You know how the most story times they go out, it'd be like uh, it'd be like my experience, just my experience, right? But with today, what I got for you is I got a review, a special review, and the substance today that we are talking about. Drum roll, please. Give it up to my man, Delta 8. Now, if you don't know what Delta 8 is, Delta 8 is a what would you call it? Like, it's not really like um, it's basically legal marijuana in states that it's not legal yet. So you can buy this from a tobacco shop, and it comes in all different kinds of forms, right? But today we're going to be talking about all of these forms, and we're going to be breaking down pros and cons, my experience, my opinions. So before we get into this, just break this down. This is for educational purposes only. If you're looking at this video to try to do this, don't do it. I'm not here to tell you to do this. Don't do it. This is just to educate you. That being said, let's get right into it though. So let's start off with the gummy form, right? So the gummies, I feel like the gummies or the cartridges are their number one seller. So, but with the gummies though, they can come into different varieties. You can get your hands on different varieties of them. You can get you some very high milligram ones and some low milligram. And I don't know. Let's look it up right now. We're gonna look up what's in this, cause I'm not too sure. I know that it has um THC in it and CBD, but why it's legal, I could not tell you. But this gummy though, I've tried it a couple times, and from my experience, and from other people's experience that I've heard, they tend to tell me that they have stomach problems. Like their stomach hurts, they throw up, this, that, and the third. I've never thrown up, but my stomach did hurt really bad. Like, not as in I felt nauseous, I just felt as if my stomach was just like pressure in my stomach. Like I could feel it in there. So that's one of the cons for that, definitely. And I think at that time that was like a 800 milligram. Um, but yeah. Um, so that's really one of the major one of the most fuck it. That's the top con, you know. Another con I would have to say is the flavor. These things taste like butt. You're eating this thing and it's just butt, bro. It'd just be just like a whole mouthful of just like you just ate like some Reggie, like just took a bite out of some Reggie weed, just a whole nug of that. You just bit it. Plus like tartness and just like nasty, just aftertaste. It's just like just a bunch of just nastiness in your mouth. That's another con. It doesn't taste good whatsoever. They try to make it taste good, but it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Horrible. And it says Delta 8 THC is one of over 100 cannabinoids produced naturally by the cannabinoid plants. Okay. But it's not found in significant amounts of the cannabis plant. As a result, concentrated amounts of Delta 8 THC are typically manufactured by the hemp provider. So it's another form of hemp, basically. So it's CBD. So it's basically just CBD with a mixture of some THC in there. What I was just reading, that's what it says it is. Excuse me. So yeah, some cons are, pros. My first experience, I ate the gummy. I had stomach problems. I waited about 2 hours, I'd say, and or an hour. I waited, and it felt amazing, bro. Like I was pretty high. Like, to be such a heavy user, picking this up, and for me to feel like the way I did, it was mind-boggling, because I shouldn't feel like this. I should be like 25% of this, just because my body's used to it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely felt it. Like, yeah, I couldn't stop laughing. I was just giggly. Yeah, it was a great experience for me. Other than when the stomach pain, once the stomach pains ended up rolling away, I started feeling good, and I started feeling better and more. But you gotta fight. I fought through that, and every time after that, I tried to just fight through it. Sometimes it didn't happen. I've only tried it like 4 times, but the latest time it didn't really give me a stomach problem. Maybe because I'm becoming more immune to it. Maybe kind of like how if you pick up a Black and Mild or a cigarette and you smoke it for the first time, you're just gonna feel so nauseous and sick. Maybe it's kind of like that in a sense of way, Gummies. What else is there to talk about the gummies? The gummies, out of 100 scale rating, 100 scale, I give it a 6.6. I give the gummies a 6.6. It could be at a high 7 or 7, 8ish, if the stomach problems didn't arouse. I also, yeah, I meant to mention this. I also heard of another person. They ended up getting hospitalized because they consumed this, and I don't know what happened to them, but they ended up going to the hospital. I don't know if they were fine, obviously, but I guess I don't know what was happening to their body where they felt like they need to go. But I recall them saying stomach problems, but it could have been a little bit more than that. Yeah, so that's another disclaimer for that. But my rating still stands. I feel like I could fight through the stomach problems, but for an average grading, I'm gonna go ahead and give it what I gave it. Moving on. You can also get this in bud form. I believe you can buy this in a bud form. I haven't personally used the bud form, but I've seen it selling. I've seen people go in there, purchase. They're like, yeah, man, let me get an A for that, and they come get it. They purchase it. They buy it. Take it home. I couldn't give a review on that, honestly. But honestly, if I was to give it a review blindly, it would be pretty low, just because it's not comparing to its actual rival. THC itself, it's not going to compare to that. So it's either going to have some downfalls, or it's going to have some, like, downfalls as in like flavor, you know, um, harshness, the smoothness, smooth or harsh, you know what I mean? So I honestly would say that it would be pretty bad in those areas. So a blind rating, which is not really, like, doesn't really matter, but I would give it probably, like, off of CBD, me just referencing CBD itself, because I feel like it would kind of be the same thing too. I don't know, 5. Yeah. Moving on though, and in this next gameplay, this is switching up. So you got the Call of Duty, now you finna have some Overwatch now. But moving on though, but you're not here for the gameplay. You're not here for the gameplay. You're here for the substance review. Yeah, but moving on. We got cartridges and wax form. Honestly, cons. My major con with it is the way it is. So you take a hit of this pen, right? A normal dab pen would kind of be the same, but I'm gonna differentiate the two. So you take a big hit of this cartridge, right? You're gonna die. Not literally, but you're going to be sitting there like normal. Like if a first time user picked up a actual THC dab pen and they did the same thing, they would die too, but not in the way that you're gonna die in this way, because I'm using the word die lightly. But what I mean by that is, you're feeling with the Delta 8, the Delta 8 cartridge, you're feeling like you can't breathe. Same, it's vice versa. The two feelings could be rivals, but with the Delta 8, it's just more of feeling worse. You definitely feel worse if you were to hit a THC pen in this Delta 8 pen. Like, as in, like, it takes way more to recover from a big hit to where, where it's hurting in your chest. It takes way more to recover. It feels like it's more painful than actually trying to hit a THC pen. So, I'm trying to describe it, how it's different, but it's just, basically all I can say is it's just way more dramatic. It hits you way more dramatically. For, like, say, a first time user, he did both of these things, it would impact him more. Like, he would be feeling way more out of breath. It would take him way longer to regain his breath. The pain in his chest would take way longer to go away than vice versa with the THC pen, if that makes sense. But cons, I'd say that about be the only con. Other than, even afterwards, me personally, I'm still, even after the feeling goes away, I'm still feeling like it just impacted my body. Like, my body still can't even recover from that big hit or hit that I just took from it. So that's another con too. It's two cons in itself, bro. It's two cons in itself, just because it's just way too much strain on the lungs. I don't know, just physically, and like just noticing it, not medically, if that makes sense. Yeah. Pros though, it gets you there. You're definitely gonna feel it. And these feelings from this, it's not like CBD. You're feeling like its rival. I don't want to say the word, but you're feeling like its rival. Its counterpart. It's alternative. You're feeling like the alternative, almost to a T. So, yeah, one big hit from this Delta 8 is gonna you're definitely gonna feel it in a positive way, as you know, and you're not what I'm saying, you're not gonna be sorry. Yeah. So I give that a 6. I give that a 6. But yeah, man, there's not too much else to talk about them, but if you did enjoy that video, please give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, which is coming, subscribe, hit the bell. It's gonna come, but you just got to be ready for it. But I love y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.